Hey everyone, Professor Z here. I'm sitting in the WHRT studios. I'm in the back room right now, and I want to talk about the new Presonus audio boards that we purchased and installed recently. This video is going to be talking about how to set up and configure these for your use in your podcasts, and your stories, and your radio shows. We have two of the small SR8s in both the back and front room, and one of the SR12s in the middle room. These are really great boards, very easy to use and configurable. But this is going to be a quick video on showing you how to set this up, and I'm also have a video about how to use the software on the computers to capture individual tracks and stereo recordings for your post-edit work. Here's the Presonus StudioLive AR8 USB audio board. We have two of these in the radio station now. We have one in the back room, one in the front room, so we can use them for a lot of things. You see up top we have 4 XLR inputs, or also dual stereo 1/4 inch inputs. Plus the first 2 ones on this board can also be instrument inputs. And if we want to plug in a guitar here instead of a microphone, we'd unplug our XLR from our microphone, plug in your 1/4 inch from a guitar, and make sure you hit the guitar icon here to indicate we're going to be putting an instrument into the board. It's very simple to do that. Up here we have our signal strength, also known as gain controls for each level. You can see right now, as I'm talking, the microphones are picking up and the green lights are blinking saying it's getting signal. I do have these cranked kind of high, but that seems to be how these work best in this room right now. Each channel has a 3-band EQ. Right now they're just set to midlines, which is a good place to always leave the board. When you're done with the board, always set it back to neutral. So have it right here where it's midline. If you want to adjust EQs for your project, that's fine, but please set it back to how it is here. On the bottom here, we have our monitor send, or our aux channels. We're not using that right now, but we could always send something out through an aux here. We have an aux output over here. We could send that out. We also have an effects channel, so we can put different effects onto this. And I'll get to that in a minute where that is, but we have an effects level for each of the individual tracks. Down here, this gray knob controls the panning left or right of the signal. So if you want microphones to be right in the center, you have them there. They're even on left and right. Or you could pan people. One person's more to the left, one person's more to the right. Down here we have mute buttons. So if I turn on, the light is on, that channel is muted. These have knobs for the volumes. So you really just turn that volume up, and now I have volume on the channel here. In order for that to actually go anywhere though, I need to make sure the main volume is also up. And now that I have that up, you'll see on the top right here, I have levels coming through on the board. So as I turn that up or down, you'll see the levels go up and down. Now, one of the great things about this board and why we purchased them is that we don't actually need a computer or anything else to record. We just need an SD card. I can put the SD card right into the slot here. Give it a moment while it reads it. Once those lights go off, now you can hit the record button, and I am now recording right onto my SD card. Now there is no clock to tell you how long you've been recording, so you have to keep track another way using a stopwatch or whatnot. But I can record straight to that card. It's just doing a stereo track, so whatever the ring here, that's the level that's recording to this card right there. And when I am done, you hit both the play and record button at the same time to stop that. And now I can pull this card out, bring it back to the computer, and I'm good to go. Now over here, what's very important to look at is you have your headphones jack right here. So if you want to listen to your headphones, which you should, which is plugged in at the top here, that's the level for your headphones. In this room, we also have a control room output, which we're not using in this room exactly. And we also have a Solo Master, which is not currently hooked up. Now, down here, we have stereo digital effects. So that's where these white effects knobs come in. We can put different effects on each channel, which are listed here 1 through 16, simply by turning this knob. It changes what effect it is. I just push it in to confirm. Then I can turn up the channel here and also make sure the effects channel is turned up down here as well for it to work. If I'm not going to use it, put those back down to 0 and don't use it. On this channel you see right here, this is a very multi-use channel. It has a Bluetooth feature right here, so you could pair up your phone and play music straight from your phone onto here. So there's a little on-off button. You have to push this in order for it to be on. And then there's a pair button. So hold this down until it starts blinking, and then you can pair it with your phone. It'll become discoverable by your phone. And then you can use this channel to play music from your phone directly to the board. You also have up here an indicator for USB or SD cards, so we can play back off the SD card. So it's not just a recorder, it's also a playback, so we can listen to it, or we can play things from it. Or if we push this in, now the USB that's connected to a computer will play through this channel. And you also have stereo RCAs up here and a stereo 1/8 inch jack. So this is a very multi-use channel. It's basically the aux channel. You can hook up a lot of things into it. And what's also great about this, as I mentioned, it is a USB board. So you can record straight to your SD card, or you can still use the computer. It's connected directly with a USB, and we can do a stereo recording with using Audacity or GarageBand, or we can even do individual track recordings with those programs, or another program called Capture 2, which will be in another video. One thing to make sure you need to have on here, phantom power. These microphones in this studio and in other rooms need to have this on. So if this is off and you find that you're not getting any signal at your microphones, see now I shut this off, these green lights are no longer blinking. These microphones in particular need phantom power on. So make sure that is on, and you'll see that I get my signal right back. Once you're done recording, done with the board, again, make sure you turn these back to 0. Make sure your EQs are centered. All your aux and your FX are at 0. Solo, control room, headphones go back to 0. And that's how you should leave the board. Everything down at 0, so that when the next person comes in, they can set it up how they need it and not have to try to undo what you did.